And I'm here at the Aldia's Keep, place with, well, haunted monsters. And what does this say? Don't you dare. Yes, I dare. And that bastard's got quite lots of poison. But unlucky for him, I have Estus. And I have all, meaning he can't heal, I can heal. Meaning I win. In the long run. Assuming I don't blunder. I don't. You're dead. And killing those three now should do a little bit of a trick, which happens at the front of the keep. So I'll be now going inside from there and going forward, and I just lost a whole bunch of my humanity or hit points, or became much more hollow by becoming petrified by those ugly bastard things. But if I remember right, what the... seems like I did not remember right. Was it 3 or was it 4 of these? Well, any case, but becoming hollow makes a bit interesting change in here, as in normally if you were human there'd be a guy saying no, don't go away, but now
nicely hollowed, aren't you? Are you tormented by memories? Burdened by guilt? Now the question, are you ready for more? If you are, then we ought to talk.
well, I'm ready.
This contains my power. Long ago, this naive vessel of mine set about devising new spells. The fool dreamt of bringing new forms of magic into the world. But instead, he created me. Mostly by chance, but he did a fine job, I must say. What he sought was strength, and so I decided to demonstrate. While my vessel slept, I'd find my mark and hunt him down. But my vessel did not approve. And so while I slept, he sealed the both of us away.
So that's some sort of demonic possession or something.
No, I don't have anything against humans. But how is it that you go about defining good and evil?
By goal and methods.
How can that be so wrong?
So what gods gave
So
you?
what say you to a spot of murder on my behalf?
Well, being a hollow.
I'll leave this place and take more lives. Many more.
And he promises to keep killing.
I don't fig either way, so what's your choice?
I think I'm gonna help. Yeah.
Yes, I see. How very kind of you. I want you to kill a merchant named Gilligan. A greedy, foul man. He won't be missed, I assure you.
So you wanna kill the laddersmith?
Yes. Bring me a ladder miniature as proof.
And he wants
The only person who'd have such an odd
item from people he sends us to kill. But strangely enough, I already bought that thing, so yeah.
fine work.
Indeed.
This is my thanks. Take it. Now let's discuss our next mark.
And he gives an item once you do your task.
I want you to kill one more. Your target will be Kale, the man who's drafting that map. While I was trapped in here, he touched me, that maniac. Like I was some rare specimen.
Well, you are.
He wore a strange helm. Bring it back as proof.
Well, sure, yeah.
Yes, I knew I could count.
Well, you're lucky you don't demand to bring any more body parts, because you just got Gilligan is alive and well. Well, anyway, it's time to start searching for that final piece of fire sconce or whatever. Oh yes, here it was. I was wrong. There was 4 of them, not 3. But of course, fire it up. Say hello to the not so friendly guy. Of course, that means there must be some fight to do once again against this not so friendly guy. Damn hit stun. He seems to be quite enduring or immune to poison. But now you die. And now I have to go back again. Now going forward. 4 to 5 fires lit, so did it do the trick? Yes, it did. The dragon skeleton is alive. It's made a lot of noise and crushed me to the wall while I got the Aldia key from its kamikaze attack. That's actually quite handy key. Oh, returning to Aldia's keep. Going forward. And there's a monster behind door. You know, if that was meant to be an ambush, it didn't work so well, mostly because you big monster were completely visible to the grate in the door. Which means your ambush was quite ineffective, but I guess ineffective ambush doesn't mean so much when you are something like a 10 feet tall brick shithouse. And you don't have much of a patience, and luckily these walls are made of impenetrable stone work. And these basilisks drop all kind of stones, mostly quite unnecessary. Mostly because most upgrades in this game are quite pointless. They are not useless, but most of them are pointless, at least in my way of playing. Time to open these big double doors. And only a key opens path to this place, which has, well, it has a lever you can pull, and it That lever drops down all the monsters in here. Not so particularly smart move to do. Mostly because the monsters may overwhelm you, and they do not, they're just one-timer. And that door was unopenable, but luckily he decided to open it for me. More ogres. Sorry, your uppercut hook didn't work so well. Actually, if I remember, is that an uppercut? Oh yeah, it's an uppercut. Oh, you little fat monstrosity. Come here, come here, come here. Oh, he's strong enough to break walls. And actually not just break walls, break but much everything there is to be broken. More strong than you are. He can break walls you can't break. Missed me. Come here. He broke that wall too. And he's stupid. Well, luckily he can be just mashed to bits with a sledgehammering. Oh, but prepare for worst. It's time to humanize myself. Go and see, do I have any ability, any possible assistance to summon, mostly because not that I would be afraid of the boss, which I know what is coming, but mostly because out of spite. No way to get aid. Well, doesn't matter. I am not particularly afraid of this thing coming in here. Time to equip myself with another weapon. The Manslayer sword. And while I'm at it, let's just put all the experience boosting gear on and go to fight. Guardian Dragon. A dragon kept in a birdcage-like structure. He knows how to spit fire, fly, and generally do dragony things. And mostly because I'm so massively overleveled, he ain't so scary as our enemy. Well, that's what he does. And poison works on him, which makes him much... well, I don't know what's the word. More easier to kill than you would expect. And trying to use some thunder magics as well. No, and he also, and of course, being a dragon, he spits fire. You spit fire, I call thunder from the heavens. Just a boss to block your way. Nothing particularly scary. In a quite impressive birdcage. So that must have been some sort of pet Aldia kept. But going forward, dragon scales, that's foreshadowing. There was a guardian dragon, I got a dragon scales. I will take a sun sword on myself with it. And with this lift, it takes me perhaps the highest point of the entire game, or at least it's hard to say is this exactly the highest point, but at least in narrative sense it is the pinnacle highest point of the entire game, as in the top of the Castle Grand Lake was not the highest point you reach in this game. This place is that. Dragon Airy. The dragons are flying, they're just set pieces. There's lots of feeling of wind, rickety bridges. These rocks either fly in the air or just rise above, completely weird. And time to have a chat with her.
Bearer of the curse.
Yeah, that's me.
Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate.
Well, that's what everybody wants.
One who can set me free.
So what's your...
Bearer of the curse. It was my own manifestation that led you here.
So you've been here.
The ancient dragon has watched over the world for eons past.
Oh.
Take this. Do not resist. The dragon welcomes you.
So now I have faced giants, I've gone to an undead crypt, and now I'm gonna go meet dragon. And she's not speaking at all. But Dragon Airy, despite being a very beautiful place in this kind of bizarre alien sense, is actually really bloody boring. It's nothing but a gameplay wise, it's just a corridor you go through, trying to avoid all kinds of monstrosities they are ahead of, trying to stop you, and most of them are not even particularly scary. That door leads somewhere else. If I remember right, they actually made this much shorter in this Scholar of the First Sin edition, which is this one. So there's that rock man. So time to slide with a big rope. Oh yes, indeed. They practically made the whole place Dragon Airy skippable. So I don't even need to stop the recording. Oh, high, very high, and rickety rope bridge with. But where did they bring the wood in here? To our other place, Dragon Shrine. Oh, and you again, but now you're small. Let's have a chat with you.
Young Hello. How glad would I falter with this dreadfully twisted world?
I don't know.
Peace grants men the illusion of control. Shackle by falsehoods they yearn for love, unaware of its grand illusion.
Oh yeah, many said.
Until a curse touches the flesh.
Is that a...
We are bound by this guilt.
So...
As truth deserved and child.
So you have some sort of Buddhist way of saying that we all yearn something.
All men trust fully the illusion of life. But is this so long? A construction facade, and yet a world full of warmth and splendors.
As in that the illusion is pleasant.
Gentle shattering yoke spoils wonderful falsehood.
Well, actually, yes, I do intend to break it. Because endless life of dying will get boring.
I am all.
So you had that key.
I sought to shed the yoke of fate, but failed. Now, I only wait an answer. Seek the truth.
I will, I already found it.
Seek light, dark, and what lies beyond.
So you are Aldia, you kept that place going of that Aldea's keep, and that guy looks very scary, so let's take a bit of a blunt instrument up, and he's hostile. But I can smash you to bits. And he is not hostile, but he also doesn't answer my friendly salute either. That's actually a bit of interesting trait. They made this place much more interesting, and that's when they upgraded to the Scholar of the First Sin, as in they rearrange enemies, but they made this place particularly much more interesting. Well, there are more of those whatever dragon knights they call. But those dragon knights are not immediately hostile to you. They seem to treat you with wariness, but they are not particularly hostile. Which gives this place much more sense of grandness. Although those big armored dudes, they are hostile from the get-go, so you really can't have a chat with, negotiate with them either. They're just scary foes for you to face and destroy. And there's lots of these dragon knights, and they're always in pairs, so you really can't go and try to pick them off one by one. As you could assume, they're quite unique enemies to this place. They don't appear anywhere else. They are quite potent. They are not to be taken lightly. Equipping my... And there's so many of those, and they greet me. Oh, but he is not friendly or not non-hostile. He must be some sort of champion of those dragon warriors or knights, carrying those, having unique appearance and generally looking quite nasty, scary. He's actually quite tough enemy, mostly because it's got lots of poise and strong weaponry. Yeah, it's gonna take up. Fuck that dragon champion, I'm not gonna even bother to start fighting you. You're... Oh! And they they don't want me to duel. And do they even follow? Are they following me here? Oh yes, they are. But they do not approach the great dragon. he does. This is real nasty fighting. Mostly because that guy is just so fucking durable. Now I've managed to finally duel him to death. So, and the dragon watched with great interest me, and it is huge. So I will have a talk with it. And it gave us the final key item you need in this game, which allows you to travel to dreams, which is actually the task of going next time. I'll see you then. See ya. Or maybe I don't see you. I might get the idea of doing something else. But hey, I'm gonna take a still cut this episode here, and maybe it might continue, it might not. Oh, time to go and see. Yes, when King is still not so king looking. So, but let's check these. For the Ash and Mist Heart allows me to peer to past things. I would say the memories. And this is the memory of King. And there he is. Old. And he left already his sword and shield in here. But now I will talk to him.
Seeker of fire, coveter of the throne. I am Vendrick, ruler of Dranglake. Seeker of fire, deliverer of crowns. What do you see in the flames? Find the crowns and your own answers. The crowns hold the strength of lords from times long past. Seek adversity, as befits you, seeker of fire, coveter of the throne.
And those crowns he measures are the DLC, the crowns of the Lost Crowns trilogy, or what's it called?
I am no king. I am more fit to be a jester. I was unaware of my own blindness. We are feeble vessels with feebler souls. We would cast aside the prop of life only to face greater hardship. Are you another such fool? Or something more?
Perhaps, I do not know.
I fail to see your design, young moth. But I see very little these days. But
so he came to the script to wait something. To be alone. And Wellstad was there. Well, if you wander around in Majula, or to say yes I am when I'm wandering around Majula, there's an object I have and it gives me an access to World of a Trader. So I guess that nice salesman of the flowers or miracles was some kind of betrayer. And luckily there's this pillar which I can use to be a bit of a obstacle, and of course the computer happens to be too stupid to figure out what poison is, so now they goes down. I get a miracle and I did something just. Maybe. Finally I got Darklurker killed. He's a nasty bastard. Well, not because of his powers, but because he splits in two. So where does this lead? Well, I killed Darklurker, I got his soul, so let's just walk inside. Here, he's actually quite difficult to find. Darklurker is hard to find and hard to fight.
Young undead, you've discovered the truest dark within you. A deep, deep dark it is. The dark that we must all face. We need the abyss more now than ever. I bequeath these to you. Take them on your pilgrimage.
There he gave up. And anything else?
The embrace of the dark is gentle. Let it absorb your sorrows forever. May the dark.
Well, you were quite bleak guy, and I think his bleakness is a good way to end this episode right here. And I'll see you next time. See ya.